Monday, December 14th. There is your closing bell, guys. With the S&Ps down about 16 points to start the week, we have given a lot of that back since the futures started trading. I got a lot to go over, so let's dive right in, break this market down, and then go over the top 3 stocks on the day. We'll start with the S&P futures, guys, and you can see it's a trend day down. And these futures were down about 10 points. We take a look at the night session, and we had about a 17-point gap up right when they opened at 6 p.m. It played a role of support. You can see we hit it a couple times, and then we trended higher off of that only until once we opened, things rolled pretty quickly. Now, I can't find any major news in terms of data today, so there wasn't really a reason to go higher. However, we did have that vaccine rollout today, and there was a lot of optimism about that, but it wasn't enough to keep stocks up on the day. Now, you could have taken a shot in the SPY, and I'll show you guys for the play of the day. Now, what would you have done? Well, we consolidated up here, so the move would have been to go out and buy a 369 put. So you go to the trade tab, we would copy this thing in, and let's just take a look at what it did today. This morning, this thing was about 30-40 cents. You're paying $30-40, and look where it's closing, guys, $4. You're over 10xing your money on this play. However, it was a straight gamble. I don't want to give it out as a play of the day. I just want to show you guys you can make a lot with risk reward in terms of 0-day expiring options. And today was a trend day down. It would have been a great day to get into a put, but we just didn't have any reasoning to do it. Now we take a look at the SPX, guys. We're coming into this week with about 87 points of expected move. The upper edge is 37.49. The lower edge is 35.77. Last week was about a 67-point expected move. So we've expanded 20 points in the S&P 500, guys. Now we take a closer look at where we are on the day. And we got rejected right around the midline of last week's. We came back down, and we kind of camped this midline for this week since about 1, and then we just folded our hand. We see that the S&Ps are down a decent amount. Let's move on and take a look at the NASDAQ and see how technology is doing today. Today, the NASDAQ, it gapped up and it never gave it back. It's up about 0.84% right now, and it's not fully folding its hand like we're seeing in the S&Ps, which tells me technology is doing all right today. When we compare the NASDAQ to our Big 5, the Big 5 is up about 0.14%, so it's up ever so slightly. It's lagging the NASDAQ, but it's semi-helping the S&Ps. What's up today? Well, Microsoft, Amazon, and Facebook are up today, but Apple and Google are down, so this index is near flat on the day. Now, seeing the Big 5 is lagging the NASDAQ, it tells me that there's other technology carrying their weight today, and you can just see Tesla's up close to 5% today, and I'm sure there's other technology stocks that are rolling. So technology isn't the problem. Let's move on over and take a look at the small caps and see what's going on inside the small caps. The Russell 2000 today, guys, made an all-time high but pulled back. We're up 0.2% on the day, and we take a look at it on the intraday chart, and it's about the same as the ES, folding its hand. So what's going on? Why are we seeing selling? Well, the financials will do that to you. The financials are down over 1% today. And we look at it on a daily, it's not what you would like to see. With financials coming back down, this is culprit number 1 today on why the S&Ps are getting clobbered and why the small caps are giving it up. The financials have a big role in this marketplace, and with them coming down, it means technology is going to have to work harder. Now, what else is down today? Well, the XLE is down over 3.5% on the day. This could potentially be profit-taking because when I looked at crude oil was actually up on the day, but the XLE is down to say the least. Now let's move on and take a look at their advanced decline line and see how other sectors are doing. Now we see in our AD line in the S&P 100, 22 are advancing and 79 are declining. It's not a strong AD line whatsoever. So what's going on in the sectors? Well, software's up, technology's up, and consumer discretionary's up. That's our only 3 sectors up. What's down the most? Energy, industrials. They're mainly the energies that are putting a lot of weight, and the financials. This market's very high and it seems toppy. However, if technology keeps performing, they could just drag this market higher. Let's move on and take a look at the bonds and see how they're doing today. We see the bonds are down about 0.04%. Call them flat on the day. So For the most part, we have small caps up, we have technology up in the NASDAQ, and we got the S&P and Dow that is down 50-50. And the bonds are smack dab right in the middle. We take a look at it. Bonds had a little gap right there. It got back up to that gap, and it's just kind of hanging out in that area. Not much going on today in the bond market, but let's move on and take a look at what those volatility traders are up to. We head over to the VIX, guys. Now, this is the December contract. It's up over 2% today, but when we go to the trade tab, this contract is rolling here. It's only 2 days left. Where are we rolling out into the Januaries? You can see 57,000 volume in there versus the 47K right there. So traders are rolling out into the Januaries, but this December contract is up, but there's such a short duration. We can't really get much read on that. So we move on to the VVIX. And what's the VVIX doing? Breaking out into highs of the day to finish the day up 4.7%. Just look at this spike. This is very concerning going into tomorrow's trade. It's telling me a lot of traders are buying volatility, anticipating something hitting the tape. This is not what you want to see if you're a bull, and volatility is quickly expanding, guys. When we take a look at the VIX, you can see it's creeping higher. It's creeping higher. I said it would do it about this. I was saying for about 2 weeks, about mid-December, we could possibly see we're going into a quadruple witching on Friday, and volatility is expanding. This is something we have to watch. We got to mainly keep our eyes on the VVIX and if it's going to keep on chugging higher, guys. Increasing volatility is not good. Higher volatility, bigger swings we're going to feel in this marketplace. Let's move on and take a look at our dollar index and see how the commodities fared today. With the dollar putting in a new low, guys, it bounced off of it right after we tagged it, but the dollar is down on the day, 0.3%. So how does that fare for our gold and silver? Well, we see gold is down $11, about 0.6%. Gold is at the bottom half of its range, I would say. And then when we look at silver, silver's down about 0.5%, but silver's like right in the middle of its range. It's not taking as big of a beating as gold has been. And last but not least, we have Bitcoin, guys, and Bitcoin gapped back up. Then it's at 19K, 19.2. So Bitcoin is just doing what I've been saying. It's just kind of consolidating here. Expect $2,000 swings. That's common in Bitcoin, especially at this price. There you have it, guys, for the stock market breakdown. Now, volatility is expanding. We have 87 points of expected move this week, so be prepared to see some sort of downturn potentially. Now, where could we fall? Well, if we take a look in the SPX, 3577 would play a decent role of support. So look for a potential bounce off of that level if we do see selling intensify going into tomorrow. But without further ado, let's dive right in and take a look at the top 3 stocks on the day. So we go to the scan tab, we hit scan, and this is our very small list on the day. It's shuffled around a bit, so I'm going to do the ones that I chose. Coming in at the number 3 stock on the day goes to Penn National Gaming. Penn today is up over 6% on the day with a market cap of about $12.2 billion. On a year to date, Penn is up over 200%. Now, what does Penn do? Well, Penn is a casino and gambling stock, and they own about a 36% stake in Barstool Sports. Think about it as a young generation gambling stock for the most part, guys, and it's up today. I couldn't find any news on why it was up today. My guess is that with the vaccine rollout, people are anticipating more gambling across the board. But when I look at it on a trade tab, it is easy to borrow. So we're not seeing any short squeezes in this thing, just some excitement. Something must have happened around 12:30. Got a nice boost. But when we take a look at it on an expected move, guys, the upper edge on the week is about 79.60 or so, and we're rejected that. We're coming right below that move, guys. What makes the most sense for this thing to just kind of hang around here? Look for maybe coming back, testing the midline on the week, 74.40, if this market wants to roll over. Coming in at the number 2 stock on the day goes to Fisker Inc. Fisker is up 6.27% on the day with a market cap of $4.3 billion. On a year to date, it's up about 53%. Now, what does Fisker do? They're a California-based electric vehicle company, and they're up. I can't find why they're up today either. I do see that their shares are hard to borrow, so it could be potentially a short squeeze. Now, when we put it on an expected move, guys, it's nowhere. It's not really up at that upper edge just quite yet. The upper edge is going to be around 1637. Maybe we potentially could tag that. But again, if this market rolls over, think about it as market risk. You can't hedge against that. It's going to pull just about everything down with it unless it has some amazing news on that day. Coming in at the number 1 stock on the day goes to Digital Turbine. Now, Digital Turbine is up 7.77% today with a market cap of $4.1 billion. On a year to date, it's up 542%. Now, what does Digital Turbine do? Well, they simplify content discovery and delivers it directly to your device. So they're, I guess, help people market their brands and apps, I would assume, hence the name apps. Now, again, I can't find any news on this stock today. It's hard to borrow. Potentially could be short squeezing unless some sort of insider knows something. It kind of trended higher, and when we look at it on an expected move, guys, it's right below that upper edge at 46.93 is where we closed, and about 47.1 is that upper edge. So either it camps out here and gets rejected, comes back down to the mean, unless it's got something else hitting the tape on this thing. It looks like it's gonna get rejected at this upper edge, guys, especially if we see the market turn. There you have it, guys, for the top stocks on the day. Did you watch any of these stocks? For the most part, it was quiet across the board, but do you have any tickers that you guys are watching at this week? If you do, comment them down below. And if you've watched this far, guys, I really appreciate it if you hit that thumbs up button. It means a lot to me when you guys show some love. And if you're watching this for the first time, guys, I do these every single day. Hit that subscribe button. It will really make my day, guys. But have any constructive criticism for me, comments, questions, leave them down below and I'll get back to you guys. But on that note, have a great night. Take care. Peace!